The rain had just begun to fall when the single dad realized that one small choice on a lonely road was about to destroy everything he had worked for and quietly rebuild his entire life in a way he could never have imagined. His phone buzzed with missed calls from the office. His hands were shaking from exhaustion, and the weight of responsibility pressed on his chest as he stood beside his old car on the side of the highway, torn between being on time for the most important day of his career and helping a stranger who looked moments away from collapsing. Before the story unfolds further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that doing the right thing always matters even when the world feels unfair, take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Soul Tale. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. He was a single father in his late 30s, raising his young daughter alone after life had taken everything else from him. That morning was supposed to be the turning point. After years of struggling, surviving on temporary contracts and sleepless nights, he was finally starting his dream job at a large company known for its strict discipline and zero tolerance for lateness. Missing the first day meant automatic termination. He knew the rule, and he knew what was at stake. Rent was due, school fees were piling up, and this job was the thin line between stability and falling back into chaos. As he drove through the rain-soaked road, his eyes caught a worrying sight ahead. A car sat crooked near the shoulder, hazard lights blinking weakly through the mist. Beside it stood a woman, visibly pregnant, holding her stomach, her face pale with pain and fear. Cars passed by without slowing down. He slowed instinctively, then hesitated. The clock on the dashboard reminded him of the deadline closing in on his dream. His foot hovered between the brake and the accelerator, his mind screaming logic, his heart whispering responsibility. He stopped. The moment he stepped out into the rain, he felt the consequences settling in. The woman's car had broken down completely, the engine dead, her phone battery nearly gone, and contractions already starting to show. She was alone, miles from help, and panic filled her eyes. Without thinking of policies or punishment, he helped her into his car, wrapped his jacket around her shoulders, and drove toward the nearest hospital as fast as safety allowed. Rain hammered the windshield, traffic slowed them down, and with every passing minute, he knew the job he waited years for was slipping away. By the time he dropped her safely at the emergency entrance and insured staff took over, his phone showed dozens of missed calls, and a final message stating his employment offer had been withdrawn due to failure to appear. The words felt like a physical blow. Standing there soaked, exhausted, and empty-handed, he felt like kindness had once again punished him for being human. He drove home in silence, unable to explain to his daughter why their future had just collapsed again. The following days were brutal. Rejection emails replaced hope, savings vanished quickly, and self-doubt crept in at night when the house was quiet. He replayed that road scene over and over, wondering if he had made the wrong choice. He never even learned the woman's name. All he knew was that she and her baby were safe, and that had to mean something, even if it didn't pay the bills. A week later, an unexpected call came. He assumed it was another rejection, another polite apology. Instead, he was told to report to the same company headquarters he had failed to show up to. Confused and anxious, he wore his best worn-out suit and walked into the towering building, feeling out of place among polished floors and confident faces. He expected criticism, maybe security escorting him out. What he received was silence and stunned looks as he was guided into a boardroom. At the head of the table sat the woman from the roadside. No longer weak or frightened, she now carried authority, calm, and unmistakable presence. She was the company's CEO. The room held its breath as she revealed the truth. She had been driving herself to a medical appointment that day, wanting one quiet moment away from her role when her car broke down unexpectedly. Dozens ignored her. One man stopped. One man chose compassion over ambition. One man risked everything to help someone he didn't know. She explained that punctuality and rules mattered, but character mattered more. She had investigated his background quietly, learning about his life, his sacrifices, and the integrity he showed not only that day but throughout his career. The job offer was reinstated, but not just that. He was given a position of trust, with stability, growth, and flexibility that would allow him to be present for his daughter. Tears blurred his vision as he realized that the moment he thought ruined his life had actually defined it. The loss, the fear, the regret, all of it had been part of a test he never knew he was taking. Walking out of that building with hope restored, he understood that kindness doesn't always reward immediately, but it never goes unnoticed. At home that evening, he hugged his daughter longer than usual, knowing that the lesson he would pass on was worth more than any title or paycheck. That helping others, even when it costs you, can open doors no ambition ever could. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that humanity still matters in a fast, unforgiving world, please take a moment now to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Soul Tale. Your engagement helps spread stories that heal and inspire. Before the video ends, we have one special request. Comment below with one word that represents what you felt during this story: hope, kindness, faith, or strength. Let your words remind someone else that doing the right thing is never wasted.